All right, welcome back everyone dito sa latest episode of RCM. Buya ka siya. Kasama po natin ang counselor, candidate, Bitcoin King, Prince, Chris Tan. O yan. At saka artista rin yan. At saka motivational coach. Thank you very much, Chris, for joining us again. Pasensya na, last time nasabotage tayo ng bad weather.
Salamat sa pag-invite. As always, Richard, excited ako sa ating usapan ngayong gabi dahil alam naman natin na
Oo.
maraming mainit na pag-uusapan sa politika.
I know, I know. And of course, it's always a pleasure to join you. But of course, ito ang partner in crime for more than 3 years, Senator Mark. Hinintay pa natin yung billboard sa EDSA Gamboa. Kamusta si Senator? Kamusta, Senator? Kamusta? Dumadami ng
Hello,
Channel
kamusta
6
po?
ng billboard, ah.
Oh, Mark Gamboa po, number 27 sa balota. At your
Oo.
service.
20, malapit kay Bongo. Chris, ano yung number
28
mo
siya.
sa counselor?
Number 10.
Number 10. Number
10, oh,
10.
yun.
Okay, good, good. Mga magandang feng shui
Mukhang
natin
magandang ano
here.
yan.
Oo, at saka
Alam
advanced.
mo kung bakit?
Yes.
Chris 10. Ah,
Yes.
Oh,
Actually,
yes! Chris
yung
10.
yeah,
That's
yung
it.
t-shirt ko nakalagay Kristan 10. Nakalagay talaga yung 10 sa
yun.
ilalim. Parang jersey, maganda siya.
Parang siyang vote wisely, ah. Parang vote wisely. yung,
Wesley, oh.
yung palang advantage ng Chinese ng family names, no? You can play around easier,
Ang
di ba?
dami, ang daming ano.
Mas mahirap yung Espanyol at saka yung mga iba, di ba? Like it's hard to make, but that's true. Number 10, Chris Tan. Yeah, parang ano, parang medyo mala Elrich pa yung pangalan, Mark. Si ano, si Mr. TNT. Parang ano, yung kapatid niya si Ben Tulfo. 10, Chris Tan. Good morning, good
Yep.
morning. Okay, ito na. Let's start with Chris Tan. Good morning, good morning. Christian, nakat yung mga discussion natin. Actually, dami nagagalit sa atin. Doon sa Daryl Yap versus Vico Sota natin. Alam ko parang ako lang team Daryl Yap ngayon. Hindi, joke lang. Sige, balikan natin yan. Chris, so what you were saying is, balikan natin, let's just get the ball rolling. So, you were saying last time nakat tayo na sa tingin mo, hindi naggumawa ng legwork si Daryl Yap before making the movie sa unfair kay Vic Soto. That was your stance, right?
I wouldn't say it's unfair for Vic Soto kasi sa akin naman talaga, I've always believed everyone has a right to be able to do and say whatever they want. Ang problema lang talaga na nangyari kay Daryl Yap ay siguro hindi nga siya gumawa ng enough research and due diligence na para yung informasyon niya is accurate, number one, and number two, so it won't be libelous. Kasi yun ang pinaka nakakatakot if you commit libel and you defame somebody, that's where the problem starts. So just as long as I think if I were his legal counsel, I would say, sana pinag-aralan mo muna talaga kung ano yung pag-uusapan mo. And you can still imply somebody without mentioning their name and not be libelous. For example, instead of calling him Vic Soto, you could say something like Vicky Soterna or something. Like
Or
you can
Team
play around.
Itbulaga, yung isa taga Team Itbulaga, yung mga
Yeah,
ganyan.
without saying it bulaga. You could, what I mean? Just play around with the characters to
Plastic
imply a
Man?
character. Ganon.
Plastic Man ba? Ano ba yung isang movie niya?
Oh,
Last?
yeah, yung isa,
Yung mga ganyan.
Spider.
Enteng, Kabisote.
Oh,
Basta
Enter
yeah.
Capizote. Sorry,
Enteng.
sorry.
Yung
Oh.
shock
So,
factor kasi siguro hinahabol ni Daryl eh.
ah,
Talaga pag, oo eh, kaya yan, may kaso tuloy.
yeah.
Diretsong case tuloy.
Pero yun yung nakakatakot lang kasi. I think, sa akin, like I was telling Richard nga, Mark, na ang napansin ko nga, matapang si Vic na biglang nagsampa ng kaso eh. He didn't hesitate. So for me kasi, kung ako si Vic, and I was guilty, I would not file a case. Kasi the last thing I want is for what's his name? Daryl to prove that he wasn't lying and that I am the rapist. And then yari ako talo, di ba? So that's why I think that holds a lot of credence na the fact that Vic Soto stood up and said, I'm gonna fight this. You're defaming me. This is cyber libel and makukulong ka dito. Parang ganun. So, yun ang
So,
nangyari
you
tingin
don't
ko.
see it. I'll ask Mark kasi si Mark andun nga siya nung nagsampa ng kaso si Vico Soto. Si Mark Gamboa ay resident showbiz
Vic
expert
Soto,
natin.
not Vico.
Ay, ito. Ayan na naman tayo. Baka ako yung ma-cyber. Wait lang, wait lang. Vic Soto. Pasensya na, pasensya na. No, no, no. I'm going
Napanood
back.
mo sa TV Patrol? Tama yung ano ko yung tayo ko eh. Sa
Oo,
likod ako ni
perfect yung
Attorney
time
Buko eh.
talagang, Mark, parang ikaw yung Forrest Gump of the Philippines. Parang andun lahat sa lahat ng historic moments, no? Parang, wait lang, is that Mark Gamboa? God forbid, baka may mga magulong kudeta or assassination. Sana wala ka sa picture, Mark. No, but Mark, I wanna ask you also about this kasi, I mean, the argument of Kristan is, because it was seen as unfair and libelous, immediately may reaction. But some would also say, baka masyadong defensive, and someone wants to shut down the conversation because the argument, of course, of the team of Daryl Yap. Of course, Mark, you know, I'm the last person to be Team Daryl Yap, but just for the sake of argument, right? Ang argument of Team Daryl Yap is, this is a movie, it's a work of art, it's based on the research, they reach out to everyone, but yung family ni Pepsi Paloma, I think even sila Vic Sota, etc. Now, if you don't agree with the movie, its premise, go ahead, write a review, like, babuin mo yung review, mga ganun. But to shut it down or prevent it, kasi preventative action to di ba? This was an attempt to make sure hindi ito ma-publish.
Papalabas or ma-take
Yeah,
down
exactly,
siya.
palabas.
Oh.
And then of course, the other argument was that trailer lang naman to. So, obviously, pag trailer, talagang yun, provocative. Kasi, konti lang yung time mo, syempre, you go to the most provocative version of it. So, ikaw, Mark, anong take mo dyan? Kasi obviously, I know you're also a little bit more sympathetic to one side of this argument.
Yan, syempre nandun ako sa tinatawagan nila TVJ defenders nung buong laban nila doon sa tape, di ba? Yung sa trailer pa lang kasi, the damage has been done Kung pumunta ka sa TikTok, mag-view ka ng isang Daryl Yap na Pepsi Paloma na video, biglang babatuhan ka na ni TikTok ng lahat ng conspiracy theories, lahat ng yung mga spolarium, yung mga kumbaga in fairness to Daryl Yap, kayang-kaya niyang magpasabog ng isang issue na talagang pinag-uusapan ng buong bansa. As in, buong bansa. Sa TikTok and sa Facebook, all over, talagang pinag-uusapan yung issue na yan. Sa vlogs ko usually, ang importante na sinasabi ko din is, kino-question din namin yung motivation ni Daryl for doing this movie Who is behind Daryl Yap for making itong Pepsi movie? Kasi ako personally, I'm friends with Daryl Yap. I consider him my friend. Pero I don't buy yung ginawa lang niya to on his own Na ginawa lang niya art project ito. Olongga po ako, olongga po si Pepsi. Gusto lang niyang gumawa ng ingay para sa sarili niya, para pag-usapan siya. Ako personally, I'm not sure kasi wala naman akong ebidensya. There might be someone big na nasa likod niya for him na ganyan kalakas yung loob para to take on the Sotos. Kasi hindi biro yung ginagawa ni Daryl Yap.
Now I see what you're saying, brother. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting angle. So what you're saying is that meron na tayong Made in Malacanang situation, because the Made in Malacanang one, the accusation was this was really an IME project, right? That Daryl Yap,
sa Made in Malacanang, walang question naman. Medyo obvious
walang
naman
question, exactly. But this one,
This one kasi hindi mo alam So merong mga suspects na people are nilalabas nila. Kaya ito, kwento ko na lang din kasi hindi ko naman din talaga sure. Ang pinaka unang sinasabi kaagad nung mga sumusubaybay doon sa issue nila last year, nung 2023, pinasususpetsahan yung tape. Okay? Yung mga halos-hos. Ako naman, I don't buy, hindi masyado sa akin kasi busy yung halos-hos ngayon sa Zamboanga del Norte. They are facing a tough challenge with the UIs para gumastos sila ng pera para lang gumanti sa TVJ at this point, di ba? Tsaka yung timing kasi.
Medyo far-fetched. Parang,
oo So, personally, hindi ko alam. Yung timing niya, dapat nga March ilalabas yung movie which is 2 months away from the elections. So, pag-iisipan mo din, is this politically motivated? Yung isa naman, may teorya din naman, yung kalaban daw ni Vico Soto sa Pasig. Pero, pag-isipin mo naman, parang wala namang, hindi pa pinapanganak si Vico nung panahon na yon. Wala naman siyang direct na hit kay Vico kung ano man yung panira doon sa dad niya. Kasi nga, wala pa siya at that time. Or are they trying to neutralize Vic Soto para hindi makaikot daw sa Pasig? Parang ganon. Pero when you think about sa other side naman, malaking contractor yung kalaban ni Vico, it's not smart na makaaway mo si Tito Sen na siguradong babalik ng Senado. So may ganong mga question. Tapos ang lumalabas ngayon sa mga articles is yung yung boss ni Daryl Yap, which is Amy Marcos na naman. Kasi kahit na may kinalaman siya or wala, it's still a bad look for her na knowing kung gaano siya ka-connected with Daryl Yap, na she's running for senator, Tito Sen is running for senator, tapos by election time, yung director na kanang kamay mo is maglalabas ng movie laban doon sa karibal mo. So merong mga ganong mga issues.
So essentially, yung
behind.
timing, circumstances ay medyo suspect in light of the fact that ang daming kalaban, hindi lang Itbulaga, pati si Vic Soto, of course, and then they're like me. I mean, Vico and Vic Soto are not too far away, so maybe some people are also trying to kind of drag maybe Vic Soto into this. So you're talking about potential political conspiracies here. I won't say
yun eh. May maraming naglalabas na ganun. Ako meron pa akong isa. Ito medyo hindi ko alam kung gaano kaano to. Kasi napasa a few weeks ago yung parang baselines bill na si Tito Soto yung nag-author.
Right.
So ako inisip ko baka isang posibilidad, what if, 'di ba? May isang country na ayaw yung ginawang batas na yon na si Tito Sen yung nag-author. Ganyan na. Sige, ito sa'yo.
Medyo international.
Medyo conspiracy na, pero yun nga, ang daming lumalabas.
Baka meron din Wall Street angle dyan. Hindi natin alam. Baka may just kidding. Chris Ten, balikan natin. So actually, Chris, your take is, sana yung trailer was more like, sino ang talagang pumatay kanito? More like, you can make it provocative question marks, and ang point mo is, masyadong pointed.
Yeah.
And now Mark saying, in the political context, being too pointed and giving Daryl Yap's unfortunate pedigree, let's just put it that way, parang it just doesn't, it doesn't cut it for you. Parang ganun yung bata ko ngayon, no? Yeah.
Well, not just that, like Mark said, alam mo, if you look at all the usual suspects when it comes to sino kaya ang behind Daryl Yap for doing this, I would say the Halosos eh. Diba? They have an axe to grind. They lost Itbulaga to TVJ, diba? So, they have an axe to grind, and for them, maraming perang haloskos. These politicians have a hell of a lot of money. It's like diba? It's like an endless bank that they have. So, yun na nakikita ko talaga because tama si Mark na Daryl won't do this on his own. Number one. Number two, somebody bankrolls a movie. Movies are bankrolled. Somebody pays for it. Ang tanong, sino nagbayad para gawin itong pelikula na to? Because it's expensive to make a movie. And especially an a period film, which is done in Pepsi Paloma's 1970s or 80s? Oh, so 80s ata o 90s? I don't remember. Is
80s.
it? 80s, yeah. So if it was 80s, yeah. Period film yan. So magastos yan. So definitely may backer yan. And come on, I mean, let's face it. There's so much political money going around right now, paying a lot of different people, different influencers.
There are many possible. Again, allegations lang to. Baka
allegations lang.
Wala naman tayong sinasabi kung sino eh. Ang sinasabi ko lang naman is the fact is, maraming political money naman
talaga
mag-benefit. You guys know that. Na there are a lot of politicians that are paying a lot of money to create a narrative and hindi na pinapadala. And I don't know if is it legal or is it illegal. Kasi di ba ginagawa naman niya sa newspapers dati, di ba? Newspapers, radio, TV where they pay to create a story. Parang PR piece. Pero it's a hit job, di ba? So ngayon, wala na yung mga yun. Now it's the vloggers and now it's the influencers. People like Daryl Yap. So kaya it's not far-fetched at all for me to know that.
Mark, please.
Sa akin din, Richard, more than the cost din ng film, which is of course, mahal nga gumawa ng pelikula, yung consequence ng paggawa ng movie against the Sotos eh. You're in showbiz, so merong good chance that you could get blacklisted, you could get canceled sa showbiz industry if you go up against a big name sa showbiz katulad ng Sotos. So if gagawin mo yan, di ba, dapat siguro well compensated ka. Kung for you to push through with that kasi hindi mo sure in the future kung ano pa yung mapupuntang project sa'yo. Imagine the clout that Sotos have over showbiz, over the networks, over sa mga bosses.
Yung isa MTRCB, diba? Yung isa pwede maging Senate President ulit soon. Diba? I mean, these are, we're just realistic here.
I'll just add
Yeah.
the lawyer of Daryl Yap is Fortune, and that guy's not cheap. So for
Well,
Fortune to take
unless
on the
there is wala akong sinasabi, unless there's very good impact PR, free PR, because I'm
Oo, 'di ba?
sure yung
Pwede.
mommy ni Kaloy, ay, like na, okay.
Right. Oo.
Okay. Ako naman immediately with Fortune being there, ang sense ko dun, he sees a strong legal argument for his side of the equation. Yeah, for me kasi talagang it's just napaka-tragic na, I mean, this is a cold case, right? This is really a tragic case. Na ito, si Daryl Yap yung naging vessel, right? But having said that, ako nga parati kong sinasabi, I hope to hear more from the side of Pepsi Paloma's family. I think we haven't heard enough from her mom, from her brother, etc. And at the same time, and I hope hindi sila magpagamit sa mga, if there are indeed conspiracies here and all of that. And at the same time, of course, we want to hear more galing sa mga kababaihan, no? Yung mga experiences. Kasi alam natin, if indeed this were a case of, rape and abuse of power against women, etc., unfortunately, this is not something completely alien, right, to show business all around the world. Kaya may Me Too movement abroad. Kagabi, I was listening to this long read about Neil Gaiman, yung great cartoonist. Na ang dami pala allegedly na grabe din yung sexual, diba, abuse cases, assault cases, allegedly daw. So I think I want to hear more about the female perspective, but unfortunately kasi dahil malaking figures ang involved dito, the Sotos, dahil malapit ng elections, dahil Daryl Yap is not necessarily the most politically neutral person out there, I think medyo natatabunan itong issue na yan. Mark, you wanna add something? And then I'll go back to Kristen before we transition to the next topic.
Hindi, yung ang maganda, excited ako dun sa laban ng mga abogado eh. Yung Divina Law laban dito kala Fortune. Kasi nakita ko yung kalibre nung nila Attorney Buko nung sa laban sa Halusos. How they strategize the whole thing, kung paano nila napanalo yung case and all. Nung umpisa, I didn't know kung anong ginagawa nila, tapos it all made sense sa dulo. So, I'm excited to see kung ano yung mga legal maneuvers nila at paano naman to ika-counter. Nung magaling din naman na abogado nung kay Daryl Yap. So, doon ako na-excite.
Yeah, clash of legal titans done. Although I would put still Fortune individually at a different level, but Divina Law is of course known as one of the top legal law firms. We had a couple of people from that firm also on our show before. Chris Tan, good morning. Ano po yung final statements natin before we transition to even a bigger clash of personalities in Philippines?
Yeah, honestly, just from what I've heard on the preliminary level, yung mga interviews with Fortune, with Daryl Yap and Vic Soto, and their lawyers as well, alam mo, parang sa akin ang dating, I think Vic Soto definitely has the upper hand on this one. He has a very strong case. And even when you hear Fortune's pronouncements, it's very hard to deny na parang parang may nagawang kasalanan talaga si Daryl Yap. At yung mga from the TROs to changing the trailer to not changing it now and all of that. I think that it's going to be interesting how it's going to turn out, and this is going to be a test of the law. And because there are two, very influential people here, and even their backers, I'm sure, very influential.
Legal
I
team.
think malalaman talaga natin kung may ipin ba ang batas at kung patas ba ang batas. Dito natin makikita yan talaga.
Well, I mean, we'll talk more about rule of law soon as we discuss Marcos and Duterte. Sa akin lang naman, it's a double tragedy if ever the tragic story of Pepsi Paloma will be a victim of sensationalization and political conspiracy and all of that. For me, parang double tragedy yan if God forbid yun yung final outcome. So, let's see how this chapter will move on. I'm sure pwede natin balikan yan. And I'm sure, 'di ba, Mark, this will not be the last controversial thing by someone like Daryl Yap. I think someone like Daryl Yap, until his last breath, will keep on trying to provoke. May mga tao talaga ganyan personality, Jean provocateurs, di ba? Now, I want to
That's what
transition.
he's good at eh. Doon siya magaling eh. And he makes good money doon by gaining attention and gaining So, yun.